Want to do initial cockpit preparation flow, and then we'll come back with the checklist. But I'll come in, cold dark cockpit, come in, turn the oxygen on, left to right, check and make sure that's got oxygen flowing to it. It's set up, left to right. Okay, you can see down there, 110 vac power on, emergency comm 1, norm. Royal warning, we got it on. Mic select, got it set to mic. Today we're gonna be flying with passengers, so I'm gonna turn this to auto. So you see there, oxygen's turned to auto, cords are plugged in. Okay, we want a minimum of 1200, maximum of 1850 on the pressure. We'll get a Hobbs time and do paperwork. Come over here, check and make sure all the circuit breakers are in. They all look in. We're gonna check our emergency cabin window here that we could open up for if we had a smoke in the cockpit. Make sure it's all good to go. Park the brake in or out, whatever needs to be. Check these circuit breakers down here. Those are good. Looking down here, make sure we don't have any extra pins or stuff that fell in there in the last flight. All this, no switches need to be set. All the ice protection system, we want to be off. Inertial separator stay open. Landing gear handle down locked. And then coming into here, we got it on. Making sure interrupt switch norm. This is just a toggle, will be sitting in the middle. Flap interrupt switch is norm. Flaps for us, we leave them at 15. After shutdown, condition lever, we want it in cutoff and feather. More lever, want it off, and our PCL all the way back. Make sure our 2 emergency paddles are down, locked and stowed. Same there for our emergency gear extension. It's all the way down. Then coming right, we can put all these to auto for our ACS and system, auto. This is in the middle, cabin pressure, make sure that's down auto, it's up and guarded. Same thing down here, no pins, no books or anything like that, no water bottles just sitting behind the rudder pedals. Checking circuit breakers on that side. Same thing coming up, just looking at general condition of the airplane here. Checking circuit breakers, they are all in, none are popped. Okay. Mic select, we got it, mic, mal data, load, and it's just the toggle switch to make sure it's sitting in the middle. And back here we got our cables, same thing. Check to make sure we got oxygen flowing. This is in and flipped. And then coming back, we got our fire extinguisher set up and make sure that it's there. And then we can check and make sure we got our GOM and our manuals here. And then to come to the top, up the top panel, left to right. Don't have to do anything with these, but here, I'll get a better view here. Fuel pumps, left hand, this is both on auto, left and right. Ignition start, auto. AV bus 1 is on. Standby bus is off. Cabin bus on. AV bus 2 is on. Gen 1 on. Bus tie, make sure the circuit breaker's not popped. Gen 2 on. Bat 1 off. External power, it's sitting in the middle of the toggle. Bat 2 off. EPS is off, which is the middle position. And then left to right, and we already got that. Wing, we usually leave nav and beacon on, just because if we're about to start up, as soon as we hit power on, everybody knows that we're powering up the aircraft. And all of our taxi, landing, pulse recog and logo lights are all off, and passenger seatbelt switches are off. And then this one is actually off, it got relabeled, so up is off, a little bit different than our other aircraft. That's pretty much cold cockpit preparation checklist, but then we'll just come back and check it here. It'll focus in. And flight control lock removed and stowed. And so that would be this right here. But we're gonna leave it in right now because it helps out a little bit when we're just pulling the aircraft out. So we'll have to come back and make sure we get that out before we take off. Emergency comm 1 switch norm, auroral warning switch on, left-hand mic switch, check mic, left-hand circuit breakers checked in, parking brake handle, set push pedals, ice protection system, inertial separator, off or as required, landing gear handle down, ACS, ECS, CPCS switches all auto, right-hand mic select switches, check mic, right-hand circuit breakers check in, main oxygen lever on, crew oxygen mask, check 100%, weather radar and standby. Okay. And then that's it, I didn't go over that, but radar standby, off. We're in standby. ELT armed and guarded. So ELT here, we're armed, and this little thing is what they consider guarded. Trim interrupt switch, norm and guarded, checked it. Flap interrupt switch, norm and guarded. Manual override lever, off and stowed. Power control lever, idle detent. Condition lever, cut off. Flaps 0. Like I said, we leave ours 15 just because that's takeoff config, and we can also do some inspections on the ground and make sure everything looks good. Cockpit instruments, cabin light switches all off. So that's actually these here. And it's saying to put them all in the off position, but this is pretty much where we run around, so I'll leave those. Okay, and fuel firewall shutoff lever fully in, we checked those. Hydraulic handle pump stowed, ACS firewall shutoff lever fully in, we checked that. Fuel pump switches all in auto, ignition switch, external lights switches, PAX warning switches, EPS switch off, master power on and guarded. And here, so this is on, and then this is the little guard that I was talking about. AV, or actually battery 1 and 2 standby bus, external power off and centered. AV 1 bus, AV 2 bus, and Gen 1, Gen 2 cabin bus all check in the on position. So that's it for cockpit preparation.